So now I will start fourth unit, that is taxonomical aids. Okay. So what is taxonomical aid? Okay. So we carry out taxonomical study in order to identify plants and animals which can be used for the welfare of human being. And for this we carry out extensive field and lab work. And during this process various tools and techniques are used. And these tools and techniques together referred as taxonomical aids. So there are various aids which we have to study. First is herbarium. So herbarium is what? Herbarium is storehouse of collected, dried, preserved plant specimen which are mounted on herbarium seat, and those herbarium seats are arranged as per the accepted system of classification. So this is your herbarium seat on which you will mount collected, dried, preserved plant specimen, and then you will arrange these seats as per the accepted system of classification. In India we arrange them as per Bentham and Hooker system of classification. Okay, so herbarium is storehouse of collected plant specimen that are dried, pressed and preserved on seat. Further, these seats are arranged according to a universally accepted system of classification. Now, so on this seat we have description of this specimen. That means this herbarium seat is properly labeled. So these herbarium seeds also carry a label providing information about date and place of collection, English, local and botanical name, family, collector's name, etc. Then suppose you have collected a plant and you want to get that plant identified, you can visit nearest herbarium. Then by comparing that plant with the herbarium seat where all the possible informations are there on that particular label, you will be able to identify that plant. And that's why we also call it acts as quick referral system for plant identification in taxonomical studies. So with the help of herbarium seat you can quickly identify that particular plant specimen. Okay. Now next taxonomical aid is botanical garden. So what is botanical garden? Botanical garden is a place where plants are grown under human care. Okay, for a reference now and identification purpose. So for reference and identification purpose, here plants are properly labeled indicating its botanical and scientific name and its family. So name of plant and its family name is written on a board, plywood, in front of that particular plant, and with the help of that name you will be able to identify that particular plant. So most famous botanical garden in world is Kew, that is Royal Botanical Garden, London, Kew. Okay, that is Royal Botanical Garden, Kew. Okay, then India we have Indian Botanical Garden which is situated at Havra, and then we have National Botanical Research Institute at Lucknow. This question have been asked. Okay, now then next is museum. So what is museum? Museum is generally set up in educational institute for research and reference purposes, where plant and animal specimens are kept under preserved condition. So it is set up in educational institute such as schools and college. It has collection of preserved plant and animal specimen for study and reference. Okay, now these specimens are preserved in containers or jars and preservative solution, and this solution contains formalin which acts as preservative. So formalin helps in preservation of that particular specimen. Then in museum what you will observe, it also have animal specimen which are dried. Then insects are preserved in insect box after collecting, killing and pinning. So insects are kept in insect box after collecting, killing and pinning. Then large animals like birds, mammals are usually stuffed and preserved. Then museum often contains collection of skeleton. So in museum you will also find a skeleton of different animals. Then next is zoological park. So zoological park is a place where animals are kept under human care in order to study their food habit and behavior. So animals are kept in protected environment under human care, enable us to learn about their food habit and behavior. then all animals in zoo are provided as far as possible the conditions similar to their natural habitat. Okay, so we try to maintain environmental condition similar to what is present naturally for that particular organism, so that that organism can feel safe and secure at that particular place. So that is zoological park, and this zoological park also helps in ex situ conservation. That is, along with botanical garden, zoological park also helps in ex situ conservation. The next is key. So what is key? Key is a type of book, okay, which consists of pair of contrasting statement which is referred as couplet. It is based on similarity and dissimilarity. During the process of identification, one of the statement is accepted and another is rejected. Okay, the accepted statement leads us to the next couplet, and this process is followed till that particular taxon is identified. There is separate key for plant and animal, and there is different key for different taxon. Okay, now key is analytically in nature. That means during the process of identification, what we do analysis of characters. So key is another taxonomy used for identification of plants and animals based on similarity and dissimilarity. The key are based on contrasting character, generally in a pair called couplet. It represents the choice made between two opposite options. This results in acceptance of only one and the rejection of other. Each statement, the key is called lead. That means the accepted statement will lead us to the next couplet. So individual statement of couplet is referred as lead. Separate taxonomical key are required for each taxonomical group, such as family, genus and species for identification purpose, and key are generally analytical in nature. We have different key for plant and animal. Now, then other taxonomical aids are flora, manual, monograph and catalog are some of the other means of recording description. They also help in identifying plant. Now, what is flora? Flora is a book which contains actual account of habitat and distribution of plant of a given area. So what type of plant is present in particular area and where it is present, that is written in flora. Okay, these provide index of plant species found in that particular area. Manuals are useful in providing information for identification of names of species. That means manual contains name of species present in a particular area, whereas monograph contains all the possible information about a single taxon. For example, we can have monograph about a species or a genus or a family or a kingdom, etc. So we are through with this chapter, that is living world.